guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Rosa, and on this channel we make plant-based food for you and your family to enjoy. Today I want to share with you guys something that Jimmy and I have been eating on repeat like for several weeks now. It is absolutely delicious. It's something that you can serve as appetizers if you're having a party or a game night with a little dip on the side. You can make it for one of your main dishes with some potatoes and veggies, whatever you want to serve with it. Very versatile. It is our delicious, crispy, crunchy air fryer mushrooms. Yeah, mushrooms. And I'm telling you guys, these are so delicious and addictive. Even Jimmy, who does not like mushrooms at all, as most of you guys know, absolutely kept asking me to make these over and over again. So I'm going to show you how I made those. So let's get started. So first we're going to just prep our mushrooms, and I know some people, it's kind of like two rules of thumb. Some people will take the mushroom and wash them, but when you wash the mushroom off, it kind of absorbs a lot of the water, so it's kind of hard to get that water content out of mushrooms because it's already full of water. And a lot of people that I know, especially chefs, we just wipe them off with a napkin really well, like a paper towel, and get all that excess dirt off of it, and it'll be just fine. So that's what I did here, and we're gonna now cut the mushrooms up into bite-sized pieces, okay? First, we're going to make our plant-based buttermilk, and to do that, we're going to use 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Stir it up a little bit and set it on the side, and then let's get our other ingredients together. So before you get started with dipping all your mushrooms, oil a baking sheet on the pan so that it won't stick, and it'll help the mushrooms crisp up even better. All right, so we're gonna make dredging stations, but it'll be a little bit different. So we'll have 3 basically different dredging stations to coat the mushrooms. One will be our seasoned panko breadcrumbs. The other one is going to be where we put that buttermilk in the bowl. And generally we can have a bowl that you can put the flour, and this time I'm using chickpea flour, so because I find that it tastes better, but you can use regular all-purpose flour. But with the chickpea flour, I'm just going to put it inside of a bag and then kind of like shake the mushrooms in it to make it cleaner, okay? So I'm just going to show you how to do that, so check it out. For the dry station, we're going to add 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs, and you can use more if you need to. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and a half a teaspoon of salt. And whisk that all together. You can use your hands too, that way you get it well incorporated. So I started using these eco-friendly bags. They're by Elo, like hello. Okay, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but I found them at Costco, and I think they're pretty cool. They've been working really well for me. So what I'm going to do is use these for the mushrooms, and we're going to add about a half a cup of garbanzo bean flour or chickpea flour to this, so that it makes it easier for us to actually coat the mushrooms. And you may need to use a little more, that's fine too, depending upon how many mushrooms you use. That was about a pound of mushrooms, and you may or may not need to use as many, but let's check it out. This just makes it easier to coat the mushrooms instead of dipping. Let's see if I can. Let's start off with about 3/4 of them, because I had a lot of mushrooms in that bucket. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure they get nice and coated. See if I can add some more. Oh yeah, there's room for more. See that? Here, I'll shake it up and show you what it looks like. One more time. And so I've been using these bags for storing my, actually what's really cool I've been using these bags for lately is putting them in the freezer. I've been freezing like the bananas, like when I made the ice cream, fruit, you know, when I buy fresh fruit, and it's been keeping them really well sealed. Even my leftovers in the refrigerator, they've been keeping them so fresh, and surprisingly, everything that I open, when I open it up, I'm like, oh, it's still good. So I'm really loving these bags lately. It's my new go-to. Plus two, I know a lot of people wasting plastic is not cool, so I've been trying to get better at being more eco-friendly. I even got a wooden cutting board, so there you go. Now that they're well floured and it was so clean and easy, instead of dipping one at a time, now we are going to dip one at a time. But at least this part is over, and we're going to pour our buttermilk inside of the additional bowl that we have right here, our vegan buttermilk. See how that curdled up? So before we get started with the dipping, we're gonna preheat our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius if you have the air fryer. And let's get that preheated. So while that's preheating, we're gonna start dipping, okay? Hey guys, ever wonder how to make plant-based eating effortless? Well, my 30-day plant-based meal plan is the answer for you. With over 39 plant-based recipes, it takes the guesswork out of mealtime, saving you time and ensuring that you enjoy nourishing meals every day. So let's simplify healthy eating together. So we're gonna start with dipping. I like to dip a few at a time. We're gonna use one hand for dipping with the wet and throw it over there. Toss it in the panko breadcrumbs, okay? And then the other hand, just to keep it one hand wet and one hand for dry, dip that one in the panko. Nicely seasoned panko. Okay? And then place it on our already prepared sheet. And you want to try to get those panko breadcrumbs pressed in and the seasoning on it well, like that. And press it in. And kind of scoop from the bottom too, guys, because that's where the seasonings sometimes fall down, and you want to make sure it gets nicely seasoned. After we get done baking it, we're going to put a little bit of salt on it, but it does help to get all that delicious garlic and onion powder and paprika in there. So again, dip one and then switch hands. And we coat the mushrooms so that it really seals in that moisture, you know, so that it's not, because I don't know if you guys ever like fried a mushroom or something like that just by putting a little bit of batter on it or flour, and then it just has all this liquid flowing out of it afterwards. This helps that to prevent that, and it keeps it nice and crunchy. So just keep on battering them. Let's go slow. Let's do a few more at a time. Oops, I almost messed up and used the wrong hand. You gotta stay consistent. It's like a mental thing. You gotta consciously go wet hand, dry hand, wet hand, dry hand. That's gonna be a big piece. But you can cut them smaller too, guys, to make them even more bite-sized. I usually make them smaller. All depends on how I want to eat it. So if you were doing it like for a side with some potatoes or some rice with some veggies, you can cut them a little bit bigger. I've actually used some the portobello whole big ones, and I just made them into like slices, like kind of like steak pieces, if you will, and they came out even better, like crispy strips. So that way we really like as well. I just been playing around with the recipe, but I'm telling you guys, no matter what, the portobello, using the portobello or the baby bellows worked the best for me so far. Now I'm not saying that you can't use like the white or cremini mushrooms. You know, I haven't tested that yet so far, but these ones have been really meaty for me, so give it a try. I know you guys are gonna like these. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do is kind of dollop a little bit of additional oil, and I use grapeseed oil. I like to just, you know, sprinkle a little bit on top of each one, because that's just gonna give it that crispy, extra crispy crunch. And you don't have to put it on, but it does make it crisp up properly, and it just gives it more of a savorier texture and flavor. You know what I mean? So let's hit each one with some of the oil. And if you guys are doing like an oil-free diet, I know some people are, definitely, you know, skip this part if you need to. I don't know what you use as a substitute, use your substitute. But definitely, if you're not, this just gives it that extra umami flavor that you're looking for. So bake them in your air fryer for about 10 to 12 minutes. Keep an eye on them, and basically you're gonna bake them till they get golden brown and crispy. So it might take a little bit longer, sometimes 5 more minutes. So just keep an eye on them and they should come out delicious. All right, here you go, guys. They're nice and crispy and crunchy, and they are so delicious and addictive. Okay, let me tell you. So let me show you how delicious they are. Let me see if I can get this crunch for you. Let me see. It's hot, but I'm gonna stop eating. Oh my gosh, they're so good and crunchy. I hope you heard that. They are so delicious. The panko breadcrumbs give that extra crunch on the outside, but they're like super meaty on the inside because of their being baby portobellos, guys. They are so good. And Jimmy likes to eat it with a little bit of like maybe a cheese dipping sauce, or even sometimes ketchup for kids with a little bit of French fries. Either way, they're absolutely delicious. And if you plan on making these, let me know, guys, in the comment. And when you do make them, share so the other community can know how they came out for you, okay? So with that being said, I'm Rosa, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.